Hi guys, since starting Heavensward, I've been very interested in the political, economic and class structure of Ishgard. Therefore, I wanted to create a video on my own personal observations, understandings and insights. This will have Heavensward spoilers, however I am only halfway through the expansion. Please no spoilers below. Near the start of Heavensward, there are hints towards the clear class divide within Ishgard. The separate areas of the city, Foundation and the Pillars. Foundation is on the ground level of Ishgard. It is covered in debris, seemingly unfinished and destroyed structures, and wooden walkways. However, this is attributed to the first Dravanian attack, but it is still left unchecked. Within Foundation is an area called the Brooms, which appears to be the poorest and lowest class area. Barely any shelter from the cold, people starving, shivering. The majority of individuals are either temple knights or working class citizens. This can be attributed to their dress, simple clothing often coloured in browns, beige, creams, greys. The Pillars are on the higher level of the city. This is where the nobles reside, those are the main houses and high class. Currently we are running through the Jewelled Crozier, the main and only trading market in Ishgard. Market economy is the economic system regarding decisions in investment, production and distribution, which are guided by price signals created by supply and demand. The majority of wealth will be within the Pillars, meaning better business than a lower class area with little wealth. The dress here is a stark contrast to the citizens in Foundation. Intricate, fancy dresses coloured in bright yellows, greens, pinks and reds. The males wear fur-lined coats of reds, blues, blacks. Very bright, regal colours. The cathedral, the vault and the court, as well as the airship hangar are located here. This is especially important considering the religious rule within Ishgard, the highest order of power. There are large high-rising architecture, grand structures, foliage and water features too. This gives the area a clean, well looked after appearance. Another contrast. The names of the areas of Ishgard may also hint to the class difference. Pillars, built upon its foundation, always standing upon it, but this could also mean a form of support. The foundation supports its pillars. The main points of classism that will mostly draw from dialogue within Foundation, some cutscenes regarding the Heavensward Knights, and lastly a quest from Coerthas Western Highlands. Before that, this dialogue of a noble NPC within the Pillars demonstrates the dismay and how unacceptable it appears for a common individual to be so strongly associated with the noble houses of Ishgard. This places perspective on the risk House 4 Temps is taking to their position and credibility, but also indicates the hostility between classes and within the Highborns too. Unfortunately, I couldn't record the cutscene, but during the tour of Ishgard there is an instant where an individual calls out Alphino, stating he should see how the better half live. This is clearly sarcasm due to Alfie's appearance. This comment can be interpreted as an expression of the clear divide. It is commentary on the hostility towards the Highborns through the use of better half. However, the sarcasm communicates that the lowborn clearly are worse off living. This summary goes into detail regarding the divide. Within the Forgotten Knight, a local tavern, it states it serves two very different classes of customer, those who frequent the upper floor and the lowborn residents in the Broom who prefer more affordable fare served downstairs. It moves to point out that the division between these clientele reflect the divisions beyond the tavern walls, the differing experiences of highborn and lowborn during the Durranian attack are plain. I love how this gives us true insight on the differences between class and how stark their experiences are. Not only is one clearly affected greatly by the war, but even as far as separate areas for leisure. We know that Ishgard has many orphans due to the war. The Temple Knights, who are seemingly lower born in origin, will most likely be on the front lines and at a high risk. This maintains the class hierarchy, as without parents, money, or any shelter, the orphans will find themselves being pushed into the lower class. This can explain the unsupervised children within the brooms. This dialogue with the Temple Knight furthers the point that the lowborn citizens suffer the most due to war. Historically, majority of individuals who are involved in war come from low socio-economic backgrounds. This is mirrored as the Heavens Ward. Those who guard the Archbishop and remain in the city are made from the noble houses, whilst no member of the Temple Knights are born from the established noble houses. The hierarchy is clear, as it is the Heavens Ward giving orders to the Temple Knights, as well as being fully aware of the history of Ishgard and its betrayal to the Durranians. They hold political and military power over all of the citizens. Within Foundation, you have some dialogue suggesting animosity between lower class and highborn. This dialogue expresses the harsh reality of the class divide, not affording food or blankets, therefore begging for help. There are mentions of the term blue bloods as a nickname for nobles. This name came from the medieval European belief that royalty and nobility had blue blood. This was due to their position of having others, namely servants and lower class, working for them in every capacity. Therefore, they were able to stay inside and get little sunlight. The paleness of their skin from this meant that their blue veins showed under their translucent skin, thus the nickname. Continuing to Hilda's backstory, where her mother was cast aside due to her becoming pregnant by a noble after being taken in by him. From this, it stated she returned to the Brooms and died a few years earlier from the current time. Considering the age of Hilda, it could mean that her mother died of illness or starvation, both caused by poverty and abandonment. This also brings to light some other discrimination. Considering Hilda's mother was a Hyur, the race bearing likeness to humans, and not Elizan, suggested that being both lowborn and a different race was greatly forbidden. The quest From On High, where you converse with the man in front of the pike in Coerthas Western Highlands, who is a mason and working on restoring the statue. Vermont the mason requests you to return a package. You deliver the package of rations to Sir Yesadore, a female knight who originally left it there for the mason in goodwill due to his hard work. She responds in this way when you ask about her delivering the package and showing her true intentions. A highborn knight cannot be seen favouring a lowborn mason in such a manner. She sounds very shocked by this, almost infuriated. This suggests that within Ishgard it is common to not question, but instead accept this behaviour. This dialogue really struck out to me as the first expression of classism, and suggests that even a small, kind gesture can be heavily looked down upon by the highborns. Well guys, that's everything I felt like I wanted to talk about. Finding these points throughout the game and reading up on historical connections were really interesting. Hope you liked this video of my observations and interpretations of classism within Ishgard. Please drop a like, a sub, and any suggestions are welcome. I have a few fixes that'll be applied next time, so thanks for sticking around this long. It means so much to me. Stay safe, see you next time, bye bye!